Good evening. It's a staggering new low even for Sydney's ruthless underworld. A hitman has tried to execute a member of a rival family outside a Western Sydney school during the afternoon pickup.
The target's teenage daughter was within arm's reach and they only survived the ambush at Fairfield West because the gun apparently jammed.
A terrified schoolgirl in the firing line after a gunman takes aim at her father. The latest target in Sydney's bloody gang war. It happened at school pickup time yesterday. The 44-year-old had just collected his 15-year-old daughter from Westfield Sports High School when a stranger dressed in black and wearing a balaclava approached the pair and pointed a gun at the man. When he pulled the trigger, the gun jammed. He then turned the weapon on the girl.
You'd be frightened, wouldn't you? With a gun.
7 News has chosen not to identify the man over concerns for his safety. Police say he's an innocent victim. He just happens to be related to the notorious Alamuddin crime family.
Who knows what their motives are, these days.
It was once an unspoken rule that children were off limits for organised criminals, but that's changed. In 2021, bullets narrowly missed toddlers at a Prospect daycare centre. And last year, there was an attempted assassination as a man picked up his child from daycare in Revesby. 7 News has spoken with the father today, who says he's too distressed by the incident to speak about it publicly. But he did meet with detectives this afternoon for several hours and told them everything he knew. Police are still investigating why someone wanted him dead.
Live to Clementine Cuneo at Fairfield. Clem, what are police saying about this terrifying incident?
Well, Ange, they're actually not saying a lot, which is unusual. We did ask for police to speak to us on camera today, but for unknown reasons, they declined. What we do know is that there's a dedicated team of detectives working on this case. We saw them today outdoor knocking in the area, speaking to potential witnesses and looking for any video clues that might help pinpoint the gunman and, of course, who he's working for.
Clementine Cuneo with the latest from Fairfield. There's big news tonight on Western Sydney Airport with the announcement of the opening date and flight schedule.
But it's the prices of the launch tickets that have captured the most attention. The first flight sold out, snapped up by passengers wanting bragging rights.
They're the Lunan family from Cranebrook near Penrith, selected to be on the very first commercial passenger flight out of Western Sydney Airport.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Imagine being able to say to your friends in 30 years' time, I was on the first flight out of the new airport.
The first passenger plane, a Jetstar A320 Airbus, taking off at 11 a.m, Sunday the 25th of October, flying to the Gold Coast.
Mark your calendars. The countdown is officially on.
We're incredibly excited about this. Both Qantas and Jetstar are on sale today.
Domestic flights launching with bargain prices. Jetstar will have 14 Melbourne flights a week, starting at $69, 3 to Brisbane, $75, 4 to the Gold Coast from $59.
It's now cheaper to fly from Western Sydney to the Gold Coast than it is to pay tolls driving around Sydney for a day.
Qantas takes off next March, 5 months after Jetstar, using new Qantas Link Embraers. Flying to Melbourne and Brisbane just 4 days a week, launch fare $99, targeting business travellers.
We expect demand will grow, and when we see that, we'll put more frequency in.
The day after Jetstar, the first international flights, Air New Zealand to Auckland. In November, Singapore Airlines to Changi, but the first planes to take off will be cargo jets, July 26.
This will be very much Australia's new gateway to the world when it comes to freight.
Airport bosses say it's a deliberately gradual start with plenty of room to grow, a capacity here of 10 million passengers annually. An airport on Western Sydney's doorstep.
I can't wait for it to open. It's literally up the road. It's 3 turns from our house.
Chris Marr, 7 News.
A teenager has been charged over a jet ski crash that killed his 15-year-old friend on the Georges River almost a year ago. Mitchell Irvine died when he was thrown from the back of the jet ski in Sylvania. Today, his heartbroken parents are once again calling for urgent change.
At the place where they lost their son almost a year ago, a day of pain, but gratitude from the parents of Mitchell Irvine.
Happy's the wrong word, but we're glad they've been so diligent. The police will just, they've been doing a really good job. Every day is just an absolute nightmare.
The then 14-year-old in control of the jet ski that crashed on that tragic night last July, charged with dangerous and negligent navigation causing death. 15-year-old Mitchell was riding on the back when it struck Tom Ugley's bridge. The driver lost his arm, Mitchell his life.
To not have the opportunity now to celebrate an 18th, 21st wedding, grandchildren.
In the wake of the crash, Mitchell's parents have called for tougher laws on jet skis, wanting the age to ride them raised from 12 to 16. The government says it's looking at options, but months on, these parents say they're yet to see any meaningful action.
What's the acceptable number of deaths in New South Wales before we make a change? In my view, it's always zero. We want that, to be fixed now.
When we think about, operating vehicles on the road and the rules we have on the road, when we think about the water, it can actually be even more risky.
The driver of the jet ski is set to face court on July 22nd, exactly 1 year to the day since Mitchell lost his life. These parents now calling for it not to be in vain.
We just want Mitchell back.
Nick Overall, 7 News.